Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my weekly reading update for August 29th, 2021. So this month has not gone the way I was hoping to. I'm sorry I have not posted very much. Really, I had a lot of family obligations. Again, as I said, my parents had their 50th wedding anniversary last Saturday. So that was huge for us. We were able to have we had a big outdoor picnic party kind of thing, and it was a lot of fun, and we saw people that I hadn't seen in like 20 or 30 years. It was really weird. But we saw a lot of the ones, the relatives that I've seen a lot, but or not seen this last couple of years, but before everything happened. So it was really good. And it went really well. It was just a lot of stress this month because, again, I've had to go down a couple times to help, and then I took a day off to help last week before the party, and then I was just exhausted after that. So I haven't filmed in like 2 weeks, and before that I had missed a week because of getting stuff ready for that as well. So August just has not been a filming month. So I kind of anyway. So September I have a week off coming up, not this week but next week. So I'm hoping to kind of film all my backlog things that I was going to do, a couple tags, my book haul revisits, which I've not done. I didn't do it in July and I didn't do it in August, so those will be coming. I'll be a little late. I'll probably just do September's as well and just have them all filmed. Anyway, so it has been a month. August, again, work was really busy. It has been. We've been very, very short-handed. And then my boss gave notice, and so now it's just like, I mean, they've already hired somebody else, which is amazing, but I'm not sure how I feel about it. So we'll see how that goes later this week. Yeah, I'll let you know next week. Anyway, so it's going to be kind of this next week is going to be kind of sketchy on how I feel anyway, but I thought I'd better go through the 2 weeks of reading that I have done. I didn't read maybe quite as much as I could have because, again, in the middle of that was my parents' wedding anniversary. We did have a memorial for my grandmother as well. She had passed away last year in November, and of course we could not get together, so we had also a memorial because, again, it was all family that came to this thing. So that was really nice as well. My uncle made some very nice remarks and everything, and a lot of stories I hadn't heard before, and it was a fun time. Anyway, I've rambled enough. Let's get on. So I'm going to talk about the books that I've read in the last 2 weeks, what I'm in the middle of, and what I think I'm going to read in the next week. I can't even remember what I normally say. Sorry, it just came out. I had to print off my spreadsheet, the part where it tells me what I read, because I can't remember what I read when. So if I looked out at the sheet, you know what I'm doing, because it's been 2 weeks and I don't remember everything. And Cooper is circling me like a shark, so he's going to jump up here when I'm not paying attention. Just giving you a heads up. And yesterday was their 6-year gotcha day. I got them 6 years ago yesterday when they were little kittens, little 3-month-old kittens. So that was kind of a cool and a little thing for them. So I got them a couple toys. Not that they're playing with them, but sooner or later they will. Anyway, okay, so the first book I finished, I believe I was nearing the end of The 7 Deadly Wonders by Matthew Riley, and this is an adventure novel. I read the first 3 or 4 books in this series. It's a 7-book series, and the last book is coming out in October. So I decided to reread the books that I read back about, what did I figure, like 10 years ago? Yeah, 8, no, I think it's over 10. I think it was like 2008. So I hadn't read it in a really, really long time. And these are just fun. These are not like high literary or these are very improbable, hilarious in that way, but a lot of action-packed. I love the characters in this. I cried at one point because I just get so attached to them, and I don't know, I've just decided I've kind of gone back to this. I used to read a lot of this kind of adventure novels. I have quite a couple of series here, The Event Group and what is his? It's Nina and I can't remember his name. Is Ethan? I don't know. There's a group of books that I read, and I want to reread all those series now and get back into them and finish them because a lot of them are either done or they've got 10, 15 books I need to read. So as I said, I'm also reading another one, which I'll show, another adventure series that I'm rereading to get through. So anyway, I've restarted this series. So I've read the first book. We follow a group of an international group who is out to find certain Egyptian wonders, because there's this, it sounds really ridiculous. There's a kind of a sunspot eclipse kind of thing, or not maybe eclipse, but this like a power surge from the sun that happens only every like 2,500 years or something, and it's gonna happen, and they have to find certain pieces in the seven ancient wonders to put on top of the Great Pyramid at Giza in order to avoid what's going to happen. So this is highly unlikely. This is very much, what I love about this is he has a lot of, again, it has the military action, because it has their little group, which comprises of some smaller nations, and then the bad guys are pretty much the Americans and some European countries that have bonded together with the Vatican. And what I love about this is just, it's the different perspective. Again, Matthew Riley is Australian, so I just love the difference. But I like, there's the realism of the military action and stuff, which the action part is awesome, but the improbability of the whole all the history stuff is fun. It's just a ride. So I would, again, it's not for everybody. As I said, I like it because it's just fun. Anyway, so I'm looking forward to reading the next book, 6 Sacred Stones. So I'll probably read that in the next couple months. And as I said, I'm going to try to offset this with another one, which I'll show until I can get through this series. And then that one will go on for a little bit longer. But I want to get back into my action adventure books, because I am really, really enjoying it. Again, I picked up another book just recently that I'm like now excited to try another series. Anyway, anyway, it was just a lot of fun. Anyway, so I finished that off. Let's see here. What did I finish next? What is the next thing I finished? Oh, The Black Count. So I listened to this on audio. Oh, which is this one by? Oh, this is by Paul Michael. So this book is The Black Count, The Black Count, Glory, Revolution, Betrayal, and the Real Count of Monte Cristo by Tom Reese. This is, again, a nonfiction about Alexander Dumas's, the author of Three Musketeers. His father was a general in the army for France. Through the Revolution, through the Terror, and then through Napoleon, and then how he kind of rises in power, and how he then it disappears in the aftermath. So it was very interesting to read this. Again, I read The Count of Monte Cristo earlier this year. I would recommend reading this after you've read The Count of Monte Cristo, because it kind of spoils a few things, or it gives you like little Easter egg kind of things, like say, hey, this actually happened to Alex. So Alex Dumas is what he went by. And he, like the Easter eggs from his real life that Alexander Dumas, his son, put into the novel. And I think it's a really interesting twist to do that. So I think this is really good after you've read The Count of Monte Cristo. I just don't think you would get as much out of it if you read it before. I really enjoyed this. It was very interesting. I learned so much about the French Revolution, the Terror, and then Napoleon's rise. And I want to read more on Napoleon. I don't have a whole very firm grasp on everything that happened, and I read a lot of, books in that time frame in fiction, or like Jane Austen and other stuff, but I don't have a firm grasp on the history part of it. So I am looking for a Napoleon biography. If you want to recommend me one, that would be awesome. I had this on audiobook because I tried to read it earlier in the year, and I just couldn't get into it. So I thought, I'll just get the audiobook. So I got it on sale one time at Audible and listened to that. And right now, because of the mandates here in Oregon, I have to have my door closed at work. I used to have it open, like my office is like a little box, and I used to have it open, and then I could talk to people out front in the parts, on the parts table, the parts counter and beyond. And now I have to have the door closed unless I want to wear my mask all the time, and I don't really want to do that. So I get to listen to audiobooks more because I don't have to listen to my coworker talking all the time, which is bad. But anyway, so I'm getting through a lot of audiobooks, which you'll see. But this was the first one that I had already been working on. Again, this was for my Booktube spin round 2 that I never completed. So now that is done. And I feel really good about it. This was really good. I, again, recommend it after you've read The Count of Monte Cristo, but I think it's a good history. And again, you get a lot of history about the Revolution and the Terror and part of Napoleon. And I was really good. I just now need something for Napoleon, like a book on him. Let's see, what else did I finish after that? Did I just double checking. Oh, okay, so I finished these both the same day. So then my next audiobook that I picked up right after that was Bunker Hill, A City, a Siege, a Revolution by Nathaniel Pilbrick. This was, I'm gonna lose, can't remember who's the narrator, Chris Sorensen. So this one I listened to at work again the next week, or I think we started this, I think midway through the week, and a week and a half ago, So this one took me a little bit because I didn't listen quite so much, but I really liked this because, again, my dad let me borrow this book. We had gone to Boston about 4 years ago, and, we went to Bunker Hill and, everything. And so I learned a lot about it then, but we knew he had written, Nathaniel Pilbrick had written a book on it, so it took a while for us to find a used copy, but my dad did, and so he just recently read it, so he gave it to me to read, and I found out that I had bought the audiobook I don't know how long ago, but I must have bought it a while ago, because I forgot I had it. I was searching, I thought maybe I had an ebook, but it turns out I bought the audiobook. Anyway, so I listened to this, and it was really good. I've liked Nathaniel Pilbrick's books in the past. I've read his one on, I know I've read 2. I can't remember what the other one of them was, but I know for sure I read one on Little Bighorn and Custard, and I that was so good. Anyway, but this was really good at showing it how Boston, at the very beginning of the American Revolution, what they did and things that they probably shouldn't have done to show their defiance to England. And then again, we see both sides, so we don't just see the Patriots and then the English. It was really interesting. I really liked the way he did this and then explained what happened. Because again, most of the action happened on Breed Hill, not Bunker Hill. I don't know why they called it that. It made no sense. Anyway, it still doesn't to this day to me. But I was really well done to see that. And he talked about a leader in Boston, Joseph Warren, who I didn't know anything about, but I guess he was very influential in the beginning, and if he had lived, I think a lot of things would have gone a lot differently. At least that's what historians think. I just thought it was really interesting. I'm glad I got to read this and learn more about this battle and the tensions that happened in Boston around that time. I just think it was a really good, looking at that, what happened during those couple of years. When things were starting to heat up. So I really enjoyed this. Again, it's my dad's book, so I will give it back to him. Yay for me getting through books I borrowed from my dad. Let's see here. Okay, then so that kind of carried me through the first week that I was the 15th through the 21st. And I finished Bunker Hill on the way, I think on the way home from, I finished it once I got home from my parents' house on Sunday. I think I listened to it a little bit more to finish that off. Before or I might have finished it within the week. Anyway, I might be a little off here. I finished off some early this last week. So let's see here. Where is my, So then I don't know why there's a little bow on this thing, but I couldn't find this collection without it. Anyway, on Pinterest. But I read the Curran POV collection, all except for the very last one, for the Kate Daniels series by Ilona Andrews. So Gordon Andrews is part of the team, Ilona Andrews, that wrote the Kate Daniels series. So he wrote some Curran POVs. I read the first 9 of the collection. The 10th one happens later in the series, so I will read that later. But again, I'm reading the series with Tia and all the books, and she mentioned that, the Curran POVs, we might want to read those. And I'm like, oh, we should probably read those. So again, the first 9 took place between all the first books that we had read up to. So up to we were gonna start number 5 pretty soon. So I read this the night before on Sunday when I got back from my parents, and it wasn't, it's like 150 pages for all of them, about maybe a little less than that. But they're just little snippets, and the last 2 before not the very last one, but the 2 that I read, the 8 and 9 that were in there were fantastic. Like, they were really eye-opening parts to the story. I thought it was a really good part, or not eye-opening, but like it was a good connection to the series, that they gave insight and stuff that I liked from seeing it from Curran's point of view, and I really enjoyed that. So again, I would recommend these to read them, as you're going through. It probably would have been better if I intersected them, but I think reading them all at that point made sense. Again, there's only one that I did not read that I put aside to read later, and I have it all on ebook in a collection called Small Magics. So I did read that. So that again is continuing my Kate Daniels reading. Let's see here. What else did I finish? Did I finish this first? Yes, I did. So then, as we're talking about the Kate Daniels series, book 5, Magic Slays, is the one we read this last week, Tia and I. And we both really enjoyed this. I love this book. This is between 4 and 5. Both of them are high marks. I gave 4 a 4, our Magic, is it Bleeds? I've gotten all the titles mixed up. They're so, yeah, Bleeds was so awesome, but there were a few things I was like, so I still gave it a 4. This one I gave a 5 because this is technically like a 4.5 to me. It was just fantastic. The things that were brought up in here, and the things moving forward, and the action, and a lot of emotional things that are going on. I think this was really good. I actually kind of teared up and cried at lunchtime one day, about not halfway through the book, about 2/3 through the book. If you've read this, you probably know why, but I just got so emotionally upset about what was happening to my characters. This one, again, I don't want to explain it too much. It's about, again, a world where magic has come back, and the magic ebbs and flows. So one day, for a time, the magic will be up so you could do spells and everything else, but no technology works, and then it'll swing back to the technology where magic doesn't work as well, and all the electronical things will work. Again, it's Atlanta, and in this alternate world, and it just, universe or whatever. And I really love the characters in this. They just build and build, and I've loved all the small, again, the little extras, the little stories as well. But this novel was really good. This was definitely, I think, my favorite so far. I mean, 4 is really, really close. Like, they're like edging together, but there's just a little bit more in this one emotionally that I responded to. Again, I cried at work, and I was trying to hide it. Even though my office door is closed, I have a window, so I was trying to hide it. But I really, really enjoyed this one. So I'm glad I got, we read that and continued on. So we finished that on Friday, and then, oh, sorry, I don't have it here. I had to take a really funny picture. And we also read another of the shorts by Alona Andrews. This is Magic Tests, which comes after Magic Slays. So it is it's like 32 pages. So we're following one of the characters, and she solves a little mystery. So we get another POV, which is what I like. They're very good at first-person narrative. I love that in urban fantasies. It's one of the only places I really love it. But it was really cute. I liked the way it went, and it kind of opened up a lot of doors for this character. So I really enjoyed this. Again, it was really short, but again, I really like the little extra stories we get with the characters. So that's all working well. So we read that Friday night because we had finished Magic Slays earlier in the day, and wanted to get the little one knocked out of the way, so we read that as well. And then Friday and Saturday, I binged all the Kami Can't Communicate mangas that had come in from my library. I wanted to get them done and back because they're really, they must have got new copies. These are like really like new looking, so they must have just got them, because it's, again, most of the time there's a wait list on them. But I read so these are all translated from the Japanese by John Weary. And I said this is just a high school drama one, but it's really cute about a girl who is considered like kind of like the princess of the class because she doesn't talk. She has a communications problem. It's really hard for her to talk in front of people. So she meets Tadano, and they come up with a plan to get her 100 friends by the end of her high school years. So she makes a list and she's meeting people, and it's just the group expands, and it's just a sweet one. It's kind of funny. There's a couple lines that I don't really, there's like one character I I don't like, but other than that, I really enjoy these. They're just cute and kind of palate cleansing, I guess, for me. So again, I read 11, 12, and 13. So I will be turning these back into my library. And then 14 I'm on the list. I'm like 12 of 6 copies, so it's going to be probably a month or so before I get those. And then I think there's 2 more at least coming out this year, 14 and 15. So I'll probably put holds on those pretty soon, but they're not out yet, so it'll be a while. So, I mean, again, I don't know if it's ending or if that's just continuing. I don't know enough, but I've really enjoyed this manga series, and I'm glad that I started it. It's the only one so far that's taken. Most of the other ones I've just kind of given up on, but that one I really liked. Okay, is this the last one? Let me just double check. Yes. So after I finished Bunker Hill, I started this one, and this is Cleopatra: A Life by Stacy Schrift. So this is on Cleopatra. This is another book I borrowed from my dad, and I was going to read it physically, and then I checked my library audiobooks, and again, as I said, right now I can read a lot of audiobooks at work, so I thought, well, let's just see if it's an audio, and it was really well done by Robin Miles. So I really enjoyed this audiobook. I learned so much about Cleopatra and that time, and stuff going on with Rome between Caesar, and then even stuff on Cicero, and then again Octavian and Mark Antony. It was I learned a lot in this. I think this was a really good book on this, on saying how much we know and how much we don't know for sure, and how much things were just kind of attributed to her or taken the wrong way maybe, or not. Because again, the Romans are the ones who wrote the histories that we read. So there's a lot of, a different male gaze than probably what actually happened. Anyway, I really enjoyed this. I definitely want to read more by Stacy Schrift. I have 2 books of hers on my shelf, The Witches and Vera. So I probably will get to those hopefully fairly soon, because I did really like the writing style in here, and I did enjoy this. So again, another book ticked off that I borrowed from my dad. And then, as I said, more non-history. So, okay, I know I mentioned the Booktube spin, which again is done by Rick MacDonnell, and that was that. But also, all 3 of these count for the History Challenge, which I haven't seen a whole lot about this year as much as I have in the past. So I don't know if my algorithm has changed on my feed or something, but I know Emma at the Cup of Books and Triumphant Reads, Ghost Reader, and Book of Shenanigans were doing this for the last half of August. So I at least read 3 history books. I'm really glad I got to all 3 of these, and again, they were all ones I wanted to get to for quite a while, and I got them all done. So I did at least do that readathon, at least participated and got 3 books. I'm really excited about that. So I think, yes, so that is everything that I finished. That was a lot. Sorry. So then let's talk about 2 kind of soft DNFs. So these 2 books are, well, no, 3 books. Sorry, there was a 3rd book. I knew there was something I was forgetting. So 3 books I have decided to kind of, as I said, soft DNF. I'm going to wait. They were not the books for this time, or I've decided to try them in a different format. So the first one I'm putting aside is Tender is the Flesh by Agustina Bezteria. This is translated from the Spanish by Sarah Moses. So this is a Brazilian book. This has nothing to do with this book. I just don't feel like reading more literary horror right now. I read 14 pages or so. No, 30 pages. Sorry, I read 30 pages. It's not a long book. I just don't feel like picking it up. So I'm going to put this back on my shelf, and I might pick it up in another couple months, or, you know, I might just pick it up one day and just want to read it. But right now, I don't feel like it, and I keep looking at it going, no, I don't want to pick that up. So I'm just going to put it back. It's not like I'm DNFing it forever. This is definitely one that I will come back to. I just have to be in the right mood for it. And this month, it just didn't work out. It just wasn't for me. It wasn't, I don't know. It just didn't work out. And again, that is about a man who lives in a world where animals no longer are there for meat consumption, and so they have made certain humans the meat. And he works at one place there they do tanning of skins from humans, and he is gifted one of the heads of cattle, or a person, and then he has to decide what he's going to do with her. And that's as far as I got in the story. And I said I wanted to get to this, my brain won't go there, so I'm not going to. Oh, as I drop things and knock the camera, sorry. I also kind of soft DNF She Who Became the Sun by Shelly Parker Chan. So I had a library book. I tried to read it as soon as I got it. And I read it the first week, and I got about 135 pages, and I just lost interest. So I don't know if it's the book or it's me. I don't know if I just wasn't into a fantasy mood of this kind. So we're following a girl at first who she and her brother are taken to a fortune teller, and he says the brother is due for greatness and the girl nothingness. So and then something happens and they are orphaned, and then her brother dies, and then she takes over his destiny and follows it as with his name. So there's a lot of war in here. There's a lot of military stuff, and there's there's a lot of I don't know. I felt like, again, I just saw whose review was that? Brittany. I can't remember her channel name. I love her, but I can't think of her. Okay, I'll write it down as soon as I remember the name. I can't think of what her channel is. I'm sure you guys know if you watch any of the sci-fi fantasy channels. She just, saw her vlog just the other day, and she was saying things that I was feeling, and she finished the book, but I cannot right now. So I've decided to wait and get the audiobook, because I had the book from the library. I turned it back in this week because it was due, and I wasn't reading it anyway. So I turned it back in, and but she talked about the same things. Like, I just feel a disconnect to it. I don't feel really a pull to read about these characters, and I don't know why that is. I'm not sure if it's with the way the characters think about themselves or do, or their narratives are. I'm not positive. I really do want to give it another chance. So as I said, I'm going to try the audiobook. I'm out like 3 months before I'll get it. So maybe by then I'll restart it and try to get into it that way. And maybe it's just not a book for me, but I know a lot of people have raved about this, and I'm not getting into it. So that is kind of sad, but I have soft DNF'd it by taking it back to the library, and I will try it again later. And then the other one I'm going to try by trying to get the audio is Deal with the Devil by Kit Rocha. This is the first book in the Mercenary Librarians series. So I am highly disappointed with this book. So so I got 190 pages in on a 335 page book, and I cannot make myself pick this book up. I keep looking at it going, I should read it, and I can't. My problem lies with one of the themes that I really, really dislike in like every book I've ever read. I hate deceit, and I have a real problem when that is the main part of the line. Like, I don't like con men. I don't like reporters. I don't like things that are all looking for, I don't know, looking like trying to hide like a big secret, but like one that's like is deadly. And that's what this one is that we have some women who are, they consider themselves, again, librarians. They are trying to preserve knowledge in post-apocalyptic Atlanta at this awesome anyway. And then this group of mercenaries who have now defected from the company that they worked for, because companies rule now in this world. And one of their team members was kidnapped, and so they need Nina, who is part of the librarians, and they trick her and her her teammates and into going on this journey. And so this, again, I love a lot of the characters in here. I love Nina. Knox, who is the male character, the lead in this romance. I hate him right now because it doesn't matter what his scruples, like how he thinks about things and how he's struggling. He is still leading her into a trap, and I cannot handle this. And I'm sorry. There are certain things I will allow okay, I'm 190 pages in. Okay, spoiler here. I'm going to put the book down. When I put the book up, I will stop talking spoilers. So, okay, we're 190 pages in, and he's still, okay, they've slept together, you know, like, I mean, I'm sorry, but that's just wrong first and all, because again, I mean, emotionally they're connecting, but he is still lying to her. She knows he's lying about something, but she doesn't know what. So, okay, I get all that, but it's still, we're 190 pages in. I am over 50% of the way through, and he still has not told her the truth. And again, I don't understand why. Like, why would you, again, why didn't you just work with them? And they're badasses. They could all go and get this, try to save the girl that the other team member who got kidnapped. Do something. But I don't know, this whole leading her into a trap. So now it's just, even with his doubts, he's still doing it. And I'm 190 pages in. By now, he should have told her or told the group, okay, I don't know. Okay, I'm just frustrated. This book just frustrates me because I want them to move past it because we still have the deceit and we still have it not come out yet, and I'm 190 pages in. I hate him. I hate the team. All the guys are awesome and I want to love them for future books, but I can't, because I can't get past the fact that I hate the line, and I hate that they're setting up these women that they really just are cruel about, that they're doing it, that they're getting close to them, but they're still gonna freaking, I don't know. Okay, so they're still gonna betray. Anyway, so that, okay, done with spoilers. Point is that I can't physically read this anymore. I cannot make myself sit through what is going to happen next. So I have decided to get the audiobook from the library. If I cannot make it through with the audiobook, because right now, again, I can read a lot of audiobooks right now. If I can't get through, I'm done. I had to cancel my pre-order for the next book. If I can't finish this book, I won't be able to read the second book. And I know I want to read the second book with the characters who are going to be featured, but I can't get past this book. I am too angry. And again, normally I would just DNF a book that did this. And the only reason I'm giving them this much of a chance is because I love the concept of this world. I do love all the other characters in this world that are in this book. I love the writing in a lot of ways. But that theme of the betrayal that's coming and hasn't yet kind of thing, I don't know. Did I just spoil again? I don't know. The point is that I hate this book right now. But I want to give it one more chance. I don't know why. But we'll see. If I start the audio and I have the same problem, the book's done. I mean, I'm going to give up. And I might get to the point here where I just toss, I might just sell it anyway and just get rid of it and just let it go and go, this is just not not a series for me. As much as I like them as writers and there's good things in this book, it is just not for me. So we will see. Sorry, that was a lot and I probably shouldn't have done that, but that's, anyway. So those are the DNFs at this point. So what am I reading now? So let me do this real quick. I'm really talking a lot. So, I picked this up yesterday. I didn't know what to pick up because I kind of made decisions about all the books and was not sure what I wanted to read. But I picked up She by H. Rider Haggard. This is a Victorian adventure novel. So again, another adventure. I've been wanting to read this because this character in here, Aisha, is featured in the Athena, the Adventures of Athena Club, the Theodora Goss books, The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. She's not in that book, but she's in later books. But that trilogy mentioned this, and I hadn't figured out what book she was from. Like, I had no idea. And I'm pretty sure Tia told me about it, that it was this book. So I was like, oh, I need to get that book. So I bought this back in May, around my birthday. I just now picked it up. I finally decided I better read it. Because again, I'm in an adventure mood. I thought my reading is kind of going off the rails here really quickly. So I thought, okay, let me read something fun. And it was a Victorian novel I had not picked up before. So, as said. So we're following Holly, and he is an older kind of gruff guy. He works at Cambridge, and again, we're in the 1880s. So he is brought up from childhood. Leo, who is descended from maybe an Egyptian princess and some brave people that tried to, do something. Anyway, the point is they had an encounter back like 2,500 years ago or something, or over 2,000, yeah, just about 2,000 years ago. And it's been passed down in the family about this strange, powerful woman who is ruling a tribe in Africa. And so Leo comes into his inheritance at 25 from his father who had passed away when he was younger. And so Mr. Holly and Leo decide they are going to go to Africa to find her, or to see if the legend is true. And so again, it's very much an adventure novel. I actually got into this really quickly. I was kind of surprised at how easy it was to get into. It definitely has a lot of the tropes. There is a lot of the, I don't know, the racism of the time of people from other countries. So just be aware of that. I mean, I'm not letting it get to me because again, it's that time period people wrote like that, and it makes me roll my eyes going, why would you write it that way? It is kind of annoying, but other than that, the other parts of the adventure has been really good so far. Again, I'm about 80 pages in of about 275, I think. So it's not super long. I'm hoping to get this done by the end of the month. Anyway, so it's like a trilogy. I think there's this book and Aisha at last, and then I think the last book is Alan and Aisha. Yeah. I think I said that wrong. But it's also Alan Quatermain. So this has made me want to buy King Solomon's Mines, or at least get that one, if not maybe some of that series, because I really am enjoying the writing style. I mean, except for the descriptions of the native people, but beyond that, it's really good so far. So I am enjoying that. Adventure-wise, reread. I am reading the second book in the Destroyer Man series by Taylor Anderson. So this is book 2, Crusade. So again, I read the first 4 books in this series, the first 3 a couple of times now. And I'm just hoping to continue and finish this series. The series is now complete at 15. So this is the other series I want to focus on with the rat cat. And I want to try to get this done next year. But I need to start it. So this is book 2, and I reread the other one last year, so it's been a while for me to pick this up. So anyway, I'm only about 90 pages in on this one, and this one I forgot, this is very battle heavy. So this is a World War II alternate history where destroyers, a couple destroyers from the U.S. Navy, are sucked into another world, or another version of the world where certain aspects of dinosaurs have like evolution has gone a different route. And it's not really, I mean, it has different creatures that are not human, but they're like humanoid kind of thing that have come from other animals. It's very interesting. And again, and it has to do with it's real, but again, it's really battle heavy, or very, because again, these are military men who are sucked into this, so they're all thinking war that they just got through, and they meet people who float on these really big boats, and again, the world is very different, and they have an ancient enemy who is coming after them, and so the destroyers kind of join forces with them to repel this enemy. And again, it's going to be a huge, battle over the whole, a war over the whole thing. This is really, the first book, Into the Storm, was the start of that. So this is just continuing on, but there are some big battles in here. And I remember some things that happen here. This is one of the hardest books to read of the 4 that I've read, because there's a certain theme in here, or not a theme. There's a certain thing that happens in here that was just heartbreaking, and I'm not looking forward to getting to that, but I haven't got there yet. So again, I'm picking this up just when I don't want to start something at the end of the night, or I just want to read something a little different. So again, I'm not reading this very fast, but this is my reread on the go. And audiobook, I started The Martian by Andy Weir. I have read this before and watched the movie, but Audible has it as one of their Audible Plus titles until the 3rd of September. So I decided to start Space Opera September just a slight early to get this done before Friday. So I've only listened to about 20 pages yesterday. So I'm hoping to get farther into that this week. Again, we're following, is it Mark Watney, who unfortunately gets left on Mars after a mission goes badly, and then it's him trying to figure out how to survive until the next Mars mission is scheduled to be there. And it is just so funny. The audiobook is done, I believe, by Will Wheaton, and it is really good. So I definitely want to get this done before it disappears, just because I've wanted to reread this for a while, because I read it quite a while ago and I really enjoyed it. So I do want to listen to that. So that is everything. I have so many books that I want to read, though. September is looking kind of crazy. So wait till you see my TBR. It's going to be crazy. So we're just going to do the board here as quickly as possible. I'm going to move the cat. Hold on. Get off. So I'm going to put my soft DNFs because technically I'm not going to read any more this month. So let's say series-wise, I didn't start anything, did I? I think I just continued. So, well, do I count my no, go count the reread of 7 Deadly Wonders down here, because I've already started that series. But I continued the Lona Andrews. I read 3 things from that. I read 3 nonfiction for the History Challenge. Is that it? I think that's it. Yeah, I think that's it. That's all I finished. So, yeah. Is that right? No. Yeah, that's right. Okay, so that's it. I didn't... there's still a couple blank spots in here. I haven't done as well this month as getting near everything. But again, that's kind of the update at this point. We'll see what I get done in the next couple days, but that might be it. I'm not sure. We'll see next week, hopefully. If I actually get to release a video next week. So I think that's it. Yeah. So, how is your guys' reading? Sorry, again, I've been gone for the last couple weeks. It's just been that kind of things going on. So we'll see what happens in the next week. So I'm hoping to get out my TBR on Tuesday, which will be a crazy TBR. But I think everybody's September TBR looks kind of crazy. I think we all expect to read a lot. We'll see what happens actually in that. So anyway, if you guys have any of these, let me know, or anything, just tell me. And I will talk to you guys later. Bye.